Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
You'll never see a middle-aged man trying to make friends with a 19-year-old boy, right? Why? Because a 19-year-old to him is too immature and not on the same level. But when it's a 19-year-old girl, all of a sudden, she's so mature enough to be a wife. And this is where the double standards get real.
Oh, is it? Okay. Speaking of double standards, how do you feel about older women dating younger men?
Okay, so the older woman, younger man dating debate has blown up on TikTok. This is kind of a bit of a part two. Didn't even think there'd be a part two, but the response was overwhelmingly positive for older women dating younger men. Two parts to this. The first one is that the women that are successfully navigating relationships with younger guys are raving about it. They have indicated that the men treat them like queens. They have the same vibrancies. Their energies are matching, both physically and mentally, and that is perfect. That's the perfect storm. Really positive part is that there's been a lot of younger men commented and messaged saying how much they love being with an older woman. And the reason is that we're more comfortable with ourselves. We don't feel so insecure about our bodies because we know our bodies don't look like they used to, and we're okay with that. We're comfortable with that. And my theory is if you're lucky enough to be lying next to me, then you are going to love what's there.
I'm sure they do. In case you're watching this wondering what the hell is going on, well, there's a new trend called hagmaxing, where younger men, Gen Z men, are dating older women. Of course, none of them are doing it to chase a long-term relationship, but the older women kind of think that they do. And it's all great. I mean, there's still that walk of shame the next morning, but I've seen one guy walking that walk of shame the next morning, except he left with cookies in a jar. So you can maybe call that a win-win. Anyway, that first lady is just your average man hater, but for some reason she still doesn't really understand why men don't respond well to that.
Large-scale oppression of women wouldn't be possible without the complicity of the men around us. If the men in your life truly had your best interests at heart, they would be outraged by the things that happen to women and have happened to women. It's not just the minority of misogynistic men who cause this, it's the silent and indifferent men that continue to let it happen. A man who had your best interests at heart would stand up for your rights, speak out against injustice, and hold other men accountable. Imagine how different things would be if men used their voice to hold others accountable, to speak out against misogyny, to challenge their own bias and their own privilege.
Oh yeah, of course, the privilege. Well, both me and my privilege were told if I don't have a VJ, I should not have an opinion. And I was told that by one of you, believe it or not.
So this is what's weird about being a single mom and dating in your mid to late 30s. You can date much younger and they love you. Like, these young men are all about it. And I don't know what to do with that. I still haven't dipped my toe in that pool because it's concerning. Then you can date their dad and it's still age appropriate. And then you can date guys your age who either never been married, never had kids because they've been focused on their career, or they've been married, had kids. But then you have to deal with opposite weekends, crazy ex-wives, crazy ex-baby mamas, trauma. It's tough.
Yes, I can see it. Even more so when you have a single mother calling women exactly like her crazy baby mamas.
I feel compelled to be honest with you guys. The true story feels even bleaker because I gave him like a moment of an ultimatum almost. We were texting and he kept blowing me off, and I finally was just like, hey, make plans with me, or if you don't like me, then don't. And then he didn't. Rejected by a clown. Not even, I mean, it's the kind thing to do, which is great, but he never texted me again. And I was like, oh, ooh. This is why I like meeting people in person, because you know what? They just fall in love with me, and that isn't my fault. I'm an Aquarius, okay?
Sure. I think what she was trying to say is that if you're an Aquarius, you are delusional. I know that won't necessarily be true unless you make that your entire personality.
Imagine a world where men were the pick me girls, the pick me men. Imagine a world where men were the ones chasing women, trying to get women to propose to them and choose them. All of the effort that women expend, tanning, exercising, going to the gym, you know, the ones that do that for the purpose of looking good for a man. The women who are like still afraid to eat because they don't want to gain weight or they don't want to be bloated, and their situationship might text them that night to hook up and they don't want to be bloated for that. All of that energy, right? Trying to look good for men, the eyelashes, which, don't look at me lying, I got eyelashes on right now and it ain't for a man, I can tell you that. I work in another industry, but anyway, Imagine a world where men were the ones expending all of that energy and effort, and women were sitting around acting the way men act. Like we couldn't be told anything, like we can't understand basic directions.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with this, but I'm pretty sure you're just another expert on men talking about men while in fact describing women.
I have said this on my podcast and I will say it again. Somebody needs to make an app. In fact, maybe I'll delete this and I'll be the one to make the app. This will be my scrub daddy. Somebody needs to make an app for girlies only, going home, and you put in what neighborhood you're in and what neighborhood you're going to, and it shows you other girlies around who want to walk home as well, and you get to walk home in groups together. It's genius. It's the new Uber pool, because that's how I met my piano teacher. We took an Uber pool together and we got to know each other, and then I had a piano teacher. You know how many adult friends you could make?
Well, you never deleted this video, so it's probably safe to assume you're waiting for someone to create that app. Except someone did. It's called Bumble BFF, and you should absolutely give it a try.
We need to have a very candid discussion about Bumble BFF. It's weird. Okay, if you've ever moved to a major metro city and you've tried Bumble BFF, I hope you found at least one good one, because I totally think you can. But there are some really, really weird girls on that app. Like, very bizarre.
Guys, I have a real problem. I posted a video about sticking caffeine up my ass.
Put your eyebrows up. Go ahead. Like you're in shock. Surprise! Your eyebrows, move them.
I'm moving them.
Just, all right, be relaxed. Surprise! Oh my God. All that happens is your eyeballs open up.
I can't move my eyebrows. I don't know what you expect me to do.
I feel like you're not really trying. Try as hard as you can. Go. Oh my goodness.
I feel like I'm trying to.
Well, at least her forehead is shiny enough. Now, the procedure is pretty safe. You put stuff in your face and hope to God it doesn't cause muscle paralysis, difficulty breathing, or even death. Or you put stuff in your face and it causes vision problems, signs of urinary tract infection, shortness of breath, and so on. Now, this is just me, right? But I think if you put stuff in your face and it causes urinary tract infection, there might be something about that procedure they're not telling you. But hey, at least you do look shiny.
So I was just trying to record a video of me saying that I didn't need a man to help me hang something on the wall, and it's this round mirror. Here, I'll show you my setup. Okay, so this is the setup. I had everything out, right? That's the mirror I'm gonna hang up, and I wanted to hang it right here, and I measured it out and everything. I was doing well. I was doing very well, and then I realized that the mirror is really heavy, so I have to. I don't know if they're called anchors or something, but I need an anchor. Sorry, they're doing construction next door. But anyways, I don't know. I thought that I knew what I was doing, and then I had to take the drill out, and then there's nothing in there, and I can't get anything in there. So, I don't know. I guess I do need a man.
And just like that, 1,000 women on TikTok will call you a pick me girl. Way to set up women back 50 years. What's even more funny about it, there's construction happening right next door. Not even once it crossed her mind to go ask for help.
Get mentally ready with me for a first date.
Come on. Don't wanna.
You are the prize. Crypto could be interesting. Wish me luck.
You don't need luck, you got this. And if he's lucky enough, he won't show up.
I genuinely need the universe to explain. I'm over here ready to be wifed, though. I'm ready to fall so in love. I'm ready to give someone serious babies. I'm 31 today, and no one is sitting across the table from me at dinner and holding my hand or telling me how beautiful I look or coming home and doing whatever it is that people do. It's unfair. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, life sucks and then it's over. You can always follow this other lady's example. She married herself and there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, wait, no, she divorced herself after 1 year. How do you imagine that last conversation went? You never listen to me. Why do I always have to pay all the bills? You don't treat me the way I deserve to be treated. I just can't do this anymore.
What's a word you pronounced incorrectly one time and it still haunts you to this day?
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
Paradigm. Paradigm. Why does it have a G? Fatigue. Fatigue. Stomach arches. Stomach arches. It's stomach aches. Stomach arches. I think about it all the time.
Yosemite. Because it's supposed to be Yosemite, not Yosemite or Kansas. Because Kansas is Kansas. So how come all of a sudden Arkansas is Arkansas? And last but not least, Connecticut. Because it's supposed to be Connecticut, not Connecticut.
Shit take. I don't want to eat shit take mushrooms on my cheeseburger. Who knew shiitake was spelled that way?
Alright, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and I will see you in the next one.